Camped with Mr. Truck I'm reporting from Newfoundland, Canada for the new Sierra. We've got Denali's, we've got AT4s, we've got all that. You know, there's a lot of changes on this. The AT4, the new off-road with 2-inch lift, and we're going to be driving the Denali's. We're going to be driving all these cool trucks, towing trailers, going off-road, chasing the ocean, looking for whales. And there's a lot of new things coming out on these trucks. Of course, you know, they're going lighter, and they got aluminum doors, aluminum hood, aluminum tailgate. It's got aluminum components in the suspension. And you can got a carbon fiber option for the interior of some of these beds. You know, all that's improving fuel mileage, but it also gives you more payload and towing capacity. But this is part 3. Come join us. Engineer who knows, Jeff Scott. 800 pounds.
800 pounds.
Wow, that's a pretty heavy ATV, 800 pounds.
That's what they've told me it weighs. So.
Yeah, well, that's good. So we have some payload.
So the way the system works, there's a height sensor on the rear axle. And it's calibrated so when you put a load of approximately 550 pounds over the rear axle, it will send a signal to the ECU, switch to the loaded mode. So it's seamless to the driver, right? He doesn't have to use the mode selector switch. It just automatically goes in.
Well, that's cool.
Why 550 pounds? Because that roughly on your trailer tongue weight, you'll be around 500 pounds at 10% tongue. That would equate to a 5,000 pound trailer that it will activate.
Oh, I see. So you at least be that sized even for it to work.
Correct.
And then a sensor on the wheel, relationship between what the fender or wherever the other sensor is.
It's between the axle and the frame.
And the axle and the frame. So that measures how often it moves, how far it moves, the stroke. Yes. And that's when it decides. And what does that do? Does that pump oil through different orifices, or what does it do?
No, it doesn't. The shocks are regular hydraulic oil, regular valving in them with an adaptive ride control feature that's controlled with an electric current that comes from the ECU.
Okay.
The ECU takes inputs from the vehicle, from the wheel displacement sensors, of which there's one on the rear axle, and then there's one on the left front and one on the right front. It also measures within the ECU vehicle heave, pitch, and roll. And then it also takes inputs from the driver, like steering wheel angle, per se.
Okay.
And then it'll adjust the damping control as needed for all of those different inputs.
Well, it'd have to be awfully fast to do any good.
2 milliseconds.
Yeah, because
2
that's
milliseconds.
you'd have to have it happen right at about the same time it reacted.
Yeah. So you notice over this road with small undulations that we have, that the vehicle just goes down and stops, right? There's no after motion.
Yeah, that's like the old station wagons.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be able to push on the hood and they would bounce forever.
Yep.
So we used to check shock absorbers. If you pushed on the hood and it bounced 3 times, they were okay. More than that, and they were shot.
Yeah. See, we go in that dip.
Yeah.
And it controls it, so you don't have the tail wagging the dog type of feeling.
Yeah, that is good. Otherwise, you'd be kind of. This gives you much more control because you're not trying to cover the rebound. Is not stirring you. That's good.
More driver confidence. So you can see when I move the wheel and move the vehicle side to side, there's additional roll control as well in the loaded mode. So basically, if I didn't have that camera there with that big ATV in it, I wouldn't know that it's back there.
Yeah.
Because it gives you the extra control, but we're still maintaining secondary ride comfort.
Yeah, that's really good for the control of it. That's the thing about an empty truck is how much body roll they have, but you have to be at least 500 pounds for this to activate. But once you get it in there, you really don't want body control. That's I always thought these trucks needed more anti-sway bars on the rear. They always had the front ones, but you need some control because a truck with less weight is something that moves around too much, and you're controlling that movement, which is good. Now, this is better than the old magnetic ride control. We were used to that, the metal and the oil. Cadillacs had that.
Yeah, it's an evolution of that system. Our current Sierra does not have these 3 modes that I've talked about. The 2 driver selectable modes with this switch here. You can go into tour and sport mode.
Yeah.
nor does it have the loaded mode.
Now, what in the sport mode that just stiffens everything up and has more rebound action, or what is it?
Yeah, it gives you a tighter feel. It makes the truck feel a little bit more nimble, a little sporty. In addition to changing the damper calibrations, it also changes the electric steering calibration as well as the shift points. So,
oh yeah.
So when you're on a windy, twisty road, you can have a little bit of fun.
Cool. So the shift points would be higher RPMs, almost like a tow haul mode.
Correct.
Okay. Cool.
Correct. Now, the purpose wasn't to make that a track mode. We still wanted it to be comfortable.
Yeah.
But a fun mode, so to speak.
Sure. That's awesome.
So you see, there's more undulations on this section of road, and we're just gently gliding through them. No extra tail wag.
Takes half the bounce out of it.
Nice control. Good secondary ride quality.
Oh yeah. Well, that's good. It's kind of like stabilization on cameras. Everything gets better and easier and smoother. Now we just find some whales out here somewhere. I'm here still in Canada, Newfoundland. I'm here with Derek Patterson. He is the guy in charge of this awesome tailgate that does everything else, like a transformer, turns into a step, turns into cargo management. But I'm asking him about the CarbonPro cargo box. He says he knows all about it.
I'll do my best.
Well, cool. Now, this looks to me like it's about a 1/4 inch thick, and I'm just looking at a hole in the bottom here, and that's kind of what it looks like. But you're saying it's 4 millimeters?
Well, the good thing about the carbon is you can vary the thickness to get the strength where you need it, and you can take out thickness where you don't. So you do not make you don't have to make it a uniform thickness.
Okay. Well, it's pretty awesome. Then it's got extra tie downs in the front that doesn't happen to the steel bed, which is cool, and it's all plated behind there, so it's reinforced.
Yep. And there's some wheel chocks molded in to that front panel.
Wheel chock. Oh, that's what those are.
Yep.
That's so your motorcycle can fit right against the bed. Pretty cool. Yeah. And then this has this 120 volt outlet, right? And that's, I guess, standard in all of them, all of the Denali's?
It's based on trim level. The Denali's will have it, and there's also a 120 outlet in the front, and there's a switch that turns it on and off, so you will not have power back there until you hit the button.
Okay. Well, we've had these all loaded down with all kinds of fun fishing cargo. The color of this, you said, is different because it hasn't had the final coat. This is just a show truck to demonstrate it, so it'll work more aggressive, a little more texture.
The color will be similar, but it will be grain, so it will have a texture to the top.
Well, that's good.
And you won't see the glasses or the carbon as much.
Yeah, that's good. So stuff won't slide around. You need a good solid surface. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. And you were saying on this awesome step that this is the same material that your fuel tank skid plates are made out of.
Yes, it was probably 2 generations of Sierra ago. They were made of the same material. There's 1-inch glass fibers in that, not carbon, but that is a glass fiber.
Now this has lights in it, but I don't. This one doesn't have the speakers. You have some here with speakers and a control in the middle. Correct. And you said those were boat speakers, so they're like waterproof?
Those are marine, they're waterproof, so if they get dirty you can simply hose them off.
Oh, cool.
And they are offered as an option. They have lights in them, and this is an option as well. So you'll be able to get a replacement panel that has lights in it.
Okay.
They work with the perimeter lighting on the truck.
And how much lighter did you say the bed was than a steel bed?
62 pounds.
62 pounds. Well, it all adds up. That is so awesome. Nobody else has anything like this. Part of the GMC for 2019. The running board's been out for a couple of years, but of course it pops up after you close the doors. But one of the cool things about it too is it actually will close itself when you jump inside. But it has a button on the back end. I actually had somebody ask me about this. You push this button, and there it goes. It moves back. So now you can get up into your toolbox, which is so awesome. Let's see what happens when I close the door. It moves. Maybe it doesn't.
It wasn't finished.
Goes back in. Okay, now we know that's how that works. You got to push the button and line the running board up underneath the cab to get it to go under when you have it retracted backwards toward the rear wheel to climb into your toolbox. So many cool things to do with cameras besides that new electronic mirror, which takes some getting used to, but watch the cameras. You got cameras all over the place. You got cameras behind you, and that shows you when you're about to touch somebody. It goes from yellow to red, which is pretty cool. We'll get it up there. We're almost making a corner so we don't run into anything. And it beeps at you. Now watch the front camera. Look at that. That's the car parked right in front of me. Shows me the same thing. Yellow lines, red lines. Shows me I'm going to miss them. I love camera in the front and back. You can parallel park so easy with this.
Tons of pickup truck questions, right?
Right. Where do we go for the answers?
We go to the Truck Nuts book.
Because we're truck nuts. And we wrote the book, Truck Nuts. We're nuts about truck. The ultimate guide to buying a truck, or to looking at a truck, or judging a truck. You know, whether it's diesel versus gas, new versus used, what your teenagers should learn about trucks, all that. You do all kinds of cool tests.
Yeah, we do a lot of testing. We do the iGauntlet, world's toughest towing test, up the mountain and down the mountain. We do MPG testing on the highway, loaded with trailers.
Yeah.
We do off-road testing. A lot of that data is in this book as well, and it's a one-stop shop for truck information.
That's true. We test trucks, maximum capacity, up to biggest grades you can do on the interstate.
Yep.
So we really put them to the test. And, you know, you can get all the facts you can't find anywhere else. We do MPG tests, which you can't find on any sticker anywhere. So, you know, all that stuff that you can't find is in the book.
And you can find the book at trucknutsbook.com. There are links to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all the other bookstores as well.
So read about your truck nuts.